Throughout history, humanity has faced many turbulent historical events. We've seen protests, movements, and events that shook our view of the world. We've learned along the way that communication and expression are necessary to build a better tomorrow. So what do protests, movements, historical events, and our daily lives all have in common?
I think art is a really important component of society and culture in general. So throughout history, art has been kind of a reflection of the politics of its time. It could promote certain ideals, spark conversation. It can create a sense of hope.
There are many ways to view history. You can do so using books, memoirs, letters, and even journals. But why is viewing art necessary when we look back at historical events?
An artist sort of acts like a sponge. They collect all these emotions, they collect these events and try to simplify them into this image or symbol that then is able to elaborate on the thousands of emotions that arise within that situation.
So art gives us access to historical information such as collective thoughts and emotions that would otherwise be inaccessible using traditional history sources. It can often challenge the dominant narrative and offer an alternative understanding to our narrative. Let us take the Arab Spring, for example.
Let's look at the Arab Spring. So there was a lot of examples of art that came out of the Arab Spring that had an instantaneous effect on people. So there you can definitely trace the impact of the art. You can almost find a piece of art or street art that reflects every single event in the timeline of the Egyptian Revolution.
The past decade has witnessed tensions between powerful establishments and social movements. In a way, there has been a constant need to control the popular narrative. So where do artists fall amidst all this tension?
It has been the responsibility of artists, writers, creatives, journalists to uphold organizations and governments. We live in a day and an age where if you don't control your own narrative, someone is going to tell it for you. And I think sometimes art helps that. It helps to voice people's concerns. It's like it is the voice of the people because it's from the people.
For our societies to move forward, we need to constantly use art to challenge the narratives of powerful establishments. How do you think artists can impact and shape the telling of a story?